And welcome back to Let's Play the Dig. And when we left our intrepid explorers, they were stuck, so to speak, on an alien planet. And it's up to us to try to get home. And while we're trying to get home, no hurt in exploring a bit as well. Now, we looked around here, we didn't find a whole lot, so let's see if we can go somewhere else. It looks like the only direction we can go is to the right, so let's do that.
Where are you going, Lo?
To the
I
right.
was gonna check for water. Or some way out of here.
I think we should remain together.
Fine. Follow me.
This is no longer a space expedition, Lo. This is an archaeological dig. Therefore, I am the obvious leader.
Fine. Whenever we need to dig something up, you can use the shovel. In the meantime, our first business is to survive. Our second task is to get home. We need to work together, and I'm still the commander of this mission.
You don't know any more about surviving on an alien world than I do.
Boston is right, Ludger. He's the one with experience in survival, and we need someone in command. This is no time for a foolish power struggle.
All right, I agree. For now.
Dun dun dun. Yes, so something to be pointed out in this group, which is only one of the three is military. The other two are civilians, so there's not an obvious chain of command now that the mission is, well, pretty much drastically changed. But, Maggie had a decent argument for keeping Lo in command, since he is probably the most talented in just basic survival skills. So for now, we as Commander Lo are still in charge. We'll see how long it lasts. Looks like we've got 3 locations, each one with a question mark, so of course we have no idea what it is, which makes sense. Rule of adventuring is always go left first, so let's start with this one over here. Looks like wreckage.
Fantastic! Look!
Oh, it is wreckage.
More proof of alien life.
Do you think there's anyone, or anything, alive?
It seems someone had to have been here.
Let's hope they're peaceful. Or gone.
Okay, let's take a look over here. Now, it looks like a ruined spaceship. The question is... Well, actually, I guess I'm just assuming it's a spaceship. I guess it could be an airship, but I don't see any airfoils on it, so it's probably a spacecraft. So the question is this a spacecraft that belongs to the aliens native to this planet? Or is it some other race which was also brought here? Let's see, we have engine, the wreck itself. Let's have a look.
These engines are enormous. But there is no evidence of any type of combustion. No scorching, no oxidation.
The design of this ship is not consistent with the vast geometric structures we've encountered so far.
So this ship is not from around here.
Not in my opinion.
Perhaps they were stranded here, much like us.
It's a possibility.
Okay, so Brink says the design is different than what he sees in the surrounding architecture, so it may not be the same aliens. I'm not sure if I mentioned it exclusively, but basically the difference between putting your cursor directly on an object and just clicking on it is basically the same as if you clicked on the little examine magnifying glass up here. So you can do it either way. Alright, let's take a look inside the wreck.
Can you tell anything about what these people look like from the interior of their ship?
All this rust. Corrosion. Perhaps animals have moved things around. Hard to know what we're looking at. Let me look. Try not to disturb anything.
You can't say that to an adventurer. We always have to look at things and pick up things. But he is looking around. Now, I think we can still use this to talk to people, including the people who are, right next to us. Of course, Borden and Miles are still in the shuttle, so they're perhaps dozens or hundreds of light years away. So we can't talk to them; we'll just get static. Also, while I'm on the screen, I should just note that I guess this is kind of a spoiler if you haven't seen this game before. But it's just a minor one, and that is that we're not going to interact with either Borden or Miles for the rest of the game. They're back home with the shuttle, and that's pretty much it. So that's kind of a shame, I have to say. I was a bit disappointed when I got to the end of the game and I had still not seen either of these two again, because they had some real personality, and it would have been nice to see how they would have reacted to this environment. Maybe if the if the spaceship had taken the shuttle for some reason as well, then these two would have been around on the planet also. Would have made for some interesting new dynamics. But oh well. I mean, that's a minor complaint I have. It's kind of disappointing, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, let's see if Brink has found something.
Brink. How are you doing, Brink?
You mean apart from being trapped on an alien planet with no idea of how to get back?
Well, actually, I wanted to ask about the ship, but whatever. Yeah, not the best situation we're in right now.
This is a pretty desolate place.
Whoever once lived here, I think they are long since gone. So much dust. Undisturbed except by our own feet.
That's not good.
Can you make any sense of what you see here?
A good archaeologist doesn't expect to make sense of things until he's been digging at a site for years.
We don't have years.
Maybe years are all we have.
Ooh, touche.
I hope you can figure some way out of this place. I don't think we'll be able to climb these walls.
In my years of studying rocks and ancient sites, I learned that sometimes the best way down is up, and sometimes the best way up is down.
Yeah, well, I hope that made sense to you, because it sure didn't make any sense to me.
Actually, that's a subtle clue about where these three will be going soon. But anyway.
Thanks.
Okay, so he hasn't said anything new about the ship here. Is it just me, or does this kind of look like the back part of the torso of a skeleton? You see, it looks like kind of like ribs along the bottom left here. That always looked to me like that was like the carcass of like an alien that was part of the ship crew. I don't know. For some reason that always stood out to me. Okay, just outside over here, the only thing that I see to interact with is just chest right here.
Well, I don't see any treasure, but there is something in here.
A device.
When we get back, the engineers are going to have a field day trying to figure out how this worked.
Let's have a look.
Some kind of device. I have no clue what it might be for.
Alright, can we use it on something? Oh, we just click it.
It's indicating to the right.
Okay, so it's directional, whatever it is. Let's see. I think that's all we can do here. Of course, we kind of defied Brink's advice. He said don't touch anything, and we go and open up a chest and take what's inside. But like I said, we're adventurers. This is something we're expected to do. And of course, Lo mentioned that they probably couldn't climb the walls. You can see how sheer high they are, and they pretty much surround the whole area. Okay, so that's now called the Wreck. So let's go to the second place.
Not just plants, but creatures too. I'm not an archaeologist, but these look like bones to me.
But they are not lying where the animal died. They were placed here. Markers.
A grave?
Best guess.
And now a home for those rat-like things.
No respect. So we see little eyes peeking out there. It's probably those animals.
Something's looking at me.
Let's see, we have tusks. We take a... oh, well, grave and tusks.
It looks like something is buried here.
Can we take the tusks?
This is light, but it feels as strong as steel.
Well, that sounds really useful. Okay, so we have the tusk, and... oh yeah, so we don't have the zero-G digger, because of course we're in a normal gravity environment now, but we kept the old-fashioned shovel. We still have our flashlight, which we haven't used yet. And last time we checked this, it was directional, and it was to the right. And we've kind of gone to the right a little bit, so let's see where it points now.
It's indicating to the left of me.
Okay, so we're still not in the place where it's pointing, apparently. So we have a shovel, we have a grave. I think it's time to do a little defiling of the grave, I guess. I mean, that's a horrible way of putting it, but like, you know, we're adventurers. We need to try objects on things until they work and progress the story, so let's go. I don't think Brink's gonna like this.
What? Are you just going to dig right in? With a shovel? You will destroy the site.
I'm not doing archaeology right now, Brink. I'm looking for something to help get us home.
Your name will live forever. As the bone-headed space hero who destroyed precious data at the first alien archaeological site.
That's better than having my name live forever. As a commander of an expedition that disappeared and was never heard from again. Now get out of the way if you aren't gonna help, Brink. This might take a while.
What a fine accomplishment, Commander. Now we have a pile of meaningless dirt and bones.
Maybe not. You never know when an alien bone will prove useful.
Maggie's read the treatise on adventuring, so she knows what's up. But, yeah, here we have our first indication of pretty much how the group dynamic is going to go for the rest of the game. With kind of a little masculine chest thumping between Lo and Brink, and Maggie being kind of the peacemaker. More often a voice of reason. So we got bones here. We already have a tusk. Can we get the bones too?
Whatever creature these bones used to be, I don't think we've got anything like it on Earth.
Oh, here we go. A jawbone.
What do you think? Was this the skull of a sentient being? Or a pet? Or a beast of burden?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's dead.
Very true.
It's a strange-shaped jawbone. The teeth still look strong.
We are really arming ourselves with some hefty bone materials here. We got a tusk as strong as steel, and we got a jawbone with still razor-sharp teeth on it. Also, you note that those little critters are running around here. If they kind of look like they're scavengers or collectors, then you're right. We're going to run into them again, and their nature of collecting stuff is going to be a little bit of a hassle for us. Okay, so now we have wreck, grave. Let's see what the third one is.
Do you think we could climb this slope?
No use. It doesn't go up all the way to the top.
The engravings on this wall, are they writing or decoration?
You're asking us?
Yeah, you can kind of see, it's a little tricky, but you can kind of see little pictures carved in the cave-in or landslide here. I don't immediately see anything. Let's try that directional thing again.
It seems to be pointing at this mound.
Aha! Time to break out the shovel again. You can see that in this game, it's very aptly named The Dig. The characters actually do a fair amount of digging throughout the game. So here we go again.
With that device pointing at this mound, I suspect there might be something buried here.
How scientific of you, Commander. Another random hole bulldozed by our fearless leader.
Maybe not. I thought I saw something shining. An artifact.
I see it. This is a bracelet.
It looks like a bracelet.
Let's have a quick look here with our magnifying glass on this stuff.
They appear to be some sort of tusks.
Okay, and the jawbone.
Whatever creature these bones used to be, I don't think we've got anything like it on Earth.
And the bracelet.
It looks like a bracelet.
Okay, so that's all we got out of that one, but at least it's something for our inventory. Now we just got a hole.
Nothing but dirt.
Alrighty. Okay, we've kind of done our initial sweep here. So let's check back at the dais. Where we came in. This little piece of ground looks suspicious to me, but it's not registering anything. Well, nothing new right now. We've talked to Brink. Let's talk to Maggie.
Robbins. You doing okay?
Oh, I'm fine. This is the greatest story of my life. The only trouble is, I have no way of telling it to anybody.
Oh, the irony.
This place is as desolate as the Midwest.
Almost as desolate as the Midwest.
I have a feeling some of the programmers were from the Midwest.
Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
If only I had ruby slippers.
References! Okay.
Thanks.
Interesting. Okay, so we've raided some archaeological sites, but that's kind of been the extent of our success here. We definitely need to find some way out of just this whole area here. Let's head back to the wreck. Maybe we missed something. Okay, I don't see anything that we missed. As Boston would say. Okay, so the device will always point to the bracelet, I guess. So I guess if we want to make sure we can always find something, we can put the bracelet on it. But other than that... Oh, wait a minute. There's a hanging wire here. I can grab that.
We might need this wire later. I'm gonna see if I can pull it down.
First, shouldn't you turn the power off at the breaker box?
What?
That was a joke, Lo.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Stand back in case something comes down on our heads.
Brink does have a sense of humor. What do you know? Whoa.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
Changing shapes, mathematical progressions of ever more complex polyhedrons.
Next time I suggest pulling a wire.
No, I'm glad you did. What could that have been?
Not a random electrical discharge.
Maybe it's a kind of computer display. Maybe to the aliens who piloted this ship it conveyed some meaningful information. But to me, it means absolutely nothing.
Okay, well, looks like we can still get the wire.
It still might be useful.
Fair enough. Yeah, so it looked like some kind of bird-like shape, and then it started transforming into all those other geometric shapes. And if you notice, after it dissipated, it left this thing here, which says engraved rod.
Did any of you see? Was this here before that thing appeared?
Of course it was. Do you think an electrical field can carry a solid object?
Well, how do we know it was electrical? Okay, so we can look at the wire.
This wire isn't metal. A transparent fiber cable. Silicone, probably. I'm betting it carried data.
Okay, so some kind of data wire or data cable and the rod.
It's a rod. Engraved. 5 geometric shapes. It's a rod. Engraved. 5 geometric shapes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that twice there. Yeah, okay, so it's kind of hard to tell what those shapes are. It doesn't look like we can zoom in on that. Okay, that was
Brink.
definitely new. Yeah, so if you don't want to use the comm pad, the other thing you can do to the characters to talk to them is just click on them. Once again, that's the shortcut, using the cursor. So now we have a new subject. Let's talk about the light.
What was that apparition?
Ah, so much to learn and not a single piece of instrumentation.
He is a scientist.
Thanks. Robbins,
What does she think about the light?
do you think it was trying to get one of us hurt?
I don't know, but apparition seems like a good word for it.
Oh, that was interesting. The subtitle was what she answered, but that's not what he said. That must have been a glitch in the program.
Thanks.
Alright, let's see if maybe that ghost will appear somewhere else. Let's try here. Aha!
I think we can safely say this is not a natural weather phenomenon.
How about a mirage? Anyone voting for it being a mirage?
It knew we were here. It was trying to tell us something. Or show us something.
Don't be too quick to anthropomorphize.
How do we know what life looks like here?
It might be alive. Or it might be some kind of automatic guidance system. We triggered it in that ruined ship and now it's leading us.
You mean this is the last gasp of a holographic tour guide?
Or the Port Authority. Maybe it's telling us we're under arrest. Come quietly or self-aiming lasers will toast us to cinders in 15 seconds.
Stop it. Maybe you can think that's funny, but the last thing I need is some mischievous boy trying to give me the creeps.
If I wanted to give you the creeps, I'd tell you that it was the ghost of a long-dead alien.
How do you know it isn't a ghost?
What? You think this is where aliens end up when they die? If it is, then this place better be hell, because it sure isn't my idea of heaven.
Now you're starting to give me the creeps.
This is what happens when speculation gets out of control. Okay, now we're registering this suspicious patch of ground right here.
It's too small and dark to see if this hole leads anywhere.
Well, we have our trusty shovel, so let's use it.
I'm gonna see if I can enlarge the hole. Maybe there's something under here.
Yeah, maybe something lives down in that hole.
The utterances of experts.
The ground is soft here. Loose. I think this used to be an opening, and over the years, wind has filled it up with sand and dirt.
Here, let me see. Yes, that's right. You're probably right.
That means the ground is treacherous. It could be hollow under there.
Commander, I think it's time for an archaeologist to do the digging. I'm used to dealing with drifted soil.
The shovel is yours, Brink. Just be careful. The ground's pretty unstable. My feet kept sinking.
My whole training is to be careful. Not to charge in with guns blazing. Finally, a good use for my extensive training.
No! It's completely... I can't... No! Brink! I couldn't get to him in time. I couldn't.
It happened too fast. How long a drop is it?
Looks like the rubble has formed a ramp. Follow me. Here he is. He's not moving.
Brink! Boston. He's dead.
I should have been the one digging.
Then you'd be the dead one.
It was my responsibility to.
Brink and I are not children or trained monkeys. We're responsible adults. It could have been any of us, and there's not a thing you could have done to prevent it.
To lose Brink, and we've only been up here.
Look, you can't keep me safe, and I can't keep you safe. So there's no particular reason for us to stay together. Our odds of getting back to Earth are better if we work separately on figuring this place out.
I don't like the idea of splitting up.
Why? Because we're safer together? Ask Brink about that.
Because maybe I won't know what I'm seeing without you to help me understand it.
If you find something interesting, the communicators still work. Till then, Adios. Ciao. Sayonara. Auf Wiedersehen.
Maggie, it's against every rule of military action for an officer to be separated from his command.
Boston, this isn't a military action. And you don't have a command. There's just you and me. And we both know exactly the same amount about this situation, which is to say, nada, nothing, zip. If we suddenly find ourselves facing an army, then you're in command again. Until then, adios, ciao, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.
Nobody likes you when you smart off like that.
Yeah, all my psychological tests as a kid said that I didn't work well with others.
So this is what failure feels like.
Yep, gotta get the shovel back. Okay, so yeah, this is not turning out well for us. We started out with 4 characters. We've left 2 behind pretty much for good, and well, 4 companions. We've left 2 behind, and now one of them is dead. So we only got 1 left, and then she decided to go off by herself. So now we're pretty much on our own. And there's going to be several long stretches in the game where we are by ourselves, basically.
You could be irritating sometimes, but you sure didn't deserve to die.
I think that sums it up pretty well. It's kind of a shame that, you know, the one time where Brink really got into doing something, you know, with being very careful and trying to dig this properly, still ended up killing him. You think you're suited for a job, and then it still ends up blowing up in your face. Now here's a plate. Can we take that?
Looks like one of the control plates we found on Attila.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This looks very familiar. Got glowing plants.
Well, that probably wouldn't hurt too. The plants seem to draw energy from my body and disperse it among all the plants. They must share a common root system.
How he was able to determine that it had drained energy from his body, I have no idea. I mean, what does that feel like? Did he suddenly get tired? I don't know. It's a little awkward just having Brink's body just laying around here, but I guess there's nothing we can do, really. Apparently, also, all these plants are linked. So that may come up, we'll see. Here's that alcove. Now, I believe that when we put the plates in Attila together, we put them in a pentagon, and it transformed into a triangle. So if we have the same plates, we can probably also fill out this triangle shape. So we'll keep an eye out for other plates. It's a door. It already says sealed, so I guess we're not going to have any luck in opening it.
Doors everywhere. I wonder which one is the pay toilet.
Indeed. Always thinking about the essentials is Mr. Lowe. Now this one, unlike this one, has a panel next to it. And so here we are. You have buttons. And they go from a pyramid to a cube to a diamond-like shape to, let's see, I think that's a dodecahedron. And that is a... oh crap, what's the name of that? It's the next one up, I think. Anyway, oh, okay, and then it goes back to the pyramid, but it changes to green color. And goes through the same progression of shapes, then goes blue. Same shapes, and then back again. Okay, so the way this is laid out looks like a combination lock. So we're going to need to know the combination. Unfortunately, if there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5 shapes and 3 colors. So that's 15. And so the total number of possible combinations would be 15 to the 4th power, which is well over 10,000. So I don't think that we're going to be able to brute force this. In other words, we need to find the combination. That door is sealed as well. Here's a column.
Somebody spent a long time engraving these smooth grooves on the surface of this column. I wish I knew what for.
There's another panel. We'll take a look at this. So if you guess that it pretty much looks like the other panels, you're right. The backdrop is a little different because the door is a different color, but essentially it's the same lock. Here's another engraved rod. This one is purple.
Another one of these engraved sticks. What are they? Wands? Batons? Bludgeons? Maybe some kind of handheld computer game. With my luck, it's a hand grenade.
Always look on the bright side of life. Let's take a look at the panel, or the plate.
Looks like one of the control plates we found on Attila.
Okay, no new information there. Ah, okay. Here we actually get a zoomed-in view of one of the rods. If you notice, what's kind of really bizarre is that these shapes are not physically connected together. They look like they're floating right above the rod. So that's definitely exotic and strange. But this looks like a combination of 4 shapes with different colors. So with luck, this will open one of the doors. We just need to find out which one it is. But before I start hunting to see which door that goes to, let's just keep going around this place here, which looks like it's actually a big ring. At least that's what it looks like from walking down it so far. So another panel, another sealed door, a dark tunnel, and a ramp. These 2 are new. But if they lead to different areas, I don't want to go somewhere else yet. Standard adventure procedure is to examine the full area before moving to any others. So, another sealed door, another panel, and yes. Okay, so we're back to where we started. So it definitely is a circle, because we've been going right the whole time, and now we're back to where we started. So let's see, what should we do first? Should we do the ramp or the tunnel? I think we're going to do the tunnel first, and we will do that in the next video.